You know, I remember a time when I could purchase a game confidently knowing that I'll be getting the full experience. Like, if I paid $40 for a game, I would beat the game and feel content knowing that I got my money's worth. Well, with all these video game companies now shoving DLC down my throat with every new release, I don't feel so confident anymore. Now I gotta pay $60 for a game, spend an extra $30 on the season pass, then possibly invest even more over the next year through microtransactions. I'm looking at you, EA. What's going on, fellow gamers? I am the Black Macedonchi, and today I'm here to talk to you all about downloadable content. Is it good? Is it bad? Let's discuss. So if we're going to talk about DLC, we're going to have to go back to the time before DLCs were even called DLCs. Back to the time before the internet completely evolved gaming. We have to go back to the time of expansion packs. Now, expansion packs in gaming were pretty much just like DLC, except you didn't have the luxury of just going on the web and purchasing the expansion pack you wanted whenever you felt like it. This was old school, people. You actually had to go out and buy stuff. I know, it sounds awful. So, your average expansion pack kind of worked like a sequel, but not really. It basically added more content to the already existing game. It could add more length to the single player campaign, add more modes to your game, update the graphics, stuff like that. One of the most famous examples of this was Blizzard's original Warcraft, not to be confused with World of Warcraft. When Blizzard added the Beyond the Dark Portal expansion pack to Warcraft 2, players loved it. I mean, you obviously had to pay for these expansion packs, but it was money well spent because these expansions did what they were supposed to do. They made a complete game even better with additional content. Remember that complete part, because I'll get back to that. As time progressed and the video game industry began to evolve, the internet started to play a bigger role in gaming, and digital content started becoming more and more appealing. This is when things got a little crazy. The push for digital content really started with Steam, the online gaming distribution platform for PCs. Steam would end up allowing users to purchase digital copies of video games from the comfort of their own home, making walking to your local gaming or computer store a thing of the past. As time went by, other companies would follow Steam's example. The Xbox 360 and PS3 implemented their own native shops where gamers could either buy additional content for their games or just buy a whole game digitally. But this is kind of where the problem started. DLC was an obvious cash grab. Instead of just releasing one game and relying off of its sales, a company could release a game, then continuously make more and more money by releasing more and more DLC. And with these expansions making the move from physical to digital, it became way too easy for customers to purchase additional content. So, gaming companies took advantage of this. Really mediocre DLC came out that didn't really do what it was meant to do, add more playable content to the game. For example, Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion, and its infamous horse armor. Alright, so get this. Bethesda thought it would be cool to add more customization options for your horse in Elder Scrolls. And that's cool. Who wouldn't want their horse to look dope as hell, right? Well, it was dope until we found out that we had to pay real cash for it. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for customization in gaming. It's one of my favorite aspects of gaming in general, but I refuse to pay extra money just to make my horse look nice. I can use that money on more important things, like getting cool skins in League of Legends. Now, to be honest, in the world we live in now, telling the player to pay money for cosmetic content is not that bad. It's done in a lot of games now, almost to the point where I'm pretty much used to it. Like League of Legends, for example. Some of these skins cost over $15, and the price only increases if you're trying to get a legendary skin that is only available for a certain amount of time. But I've become accustomed to this, and now I find myself spending way too much money on these skins. That's a personal problem, I know, I'm working on it. However, like I said before, paying for these skins is not that bad, mainly because most of these games give you the option to use in-game currency instead of your real money for cosmetic content. But what is bad is this seemingly new practice where companies are releasing games that do not feel complete, but then they advertise DLC that basically makes it complete. Perfect example, Destiny. When Destiny was first released, I had fun with it for all of 2 days. I saw the potential in the game, but the story was lackluster and things felt extremely repetitive. I just ran over to a planet, killed some aliens, then ran over to another planet, then killed more aliens. It didn't feel like my $60 was getting the respect it deserved. Then, one expansion pack came out for $20. That made the game a little better. Then another one came out. That made the game a little better, and that was also $20. Then a whole year after, Destiny released a Taken King DLC for a whopping $40 freaking. Now don't get me wrong, I love the Taken King DLC. It made Destiny one of the coolest games I've ever played. But the thing is, these expansion packs felt like they completed Destiny, not add on to it. Which meant that instead of paying $60 for a video game, like I'm supposed to, I paid a total of $140 just to enjoy one game. You know how many League of Legends skins I could have bought with that? Now that's just one example, but the list of games that allow DLC to complete them goes on, and that is not what DLC is meant to do. DLC is meant to add more to my experience. It's like going to your local pizza spot and asking for extra toppings on your already existing pizza. Don't give me the dough, but charge me extra for the tomato and the cheese. However, DLC today is not as bad as I'm making it out to be. When done right, I actually do enjoy DLC. I feel like it's required. Like how fighting games like Dragon Ball FighterZ adds new characters as DLC for your enjoyment. Or when single player games like Mass Effect 3 use DLC to delve into an interesting side story. And some games even give you free DLC because they truly care about your experience. Like how Monster Hunter World just adds new monsters to the game as free DLC. Or how The Witcher 3 gave their users free DLC in the form of new armor and new character customization options. Stuff like this adds more to the already complete game. I don't want to just play a game and then drop it. If I love a game, then I want to experience it as much as possible. But I don't want to pay $60 for a beginning, then have to pay an extra $40 for a middle and end. But what do you guys think? Do you hate paying for DLC and just want game devs to give us free stuff? Do you think we should just get rid of DLC in general? Or do you think DLC should stay so gaming companies can continue to make money for better and more entertaining games? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.